Eastbank Campground's driveway. Eastbank Campground, Lake Seminole, Army Corps Engineers Facility. I just want you to know how clean and well groomed these facilities are. They have laundry, they have boat launch, tent areas, camping areas, fish cleaning house, as well as you're right there on the dam so you can walk. So we're going to check all that out this weekend. So I'm just about to arrive to the gate. We're going to go ahead and check on in. This is a lot. Gate opens at 7 a.m., closes at 10 p.m. You have to be there or they won't let you in. And we are in Eastern Standard Time. Campsite fees, open year-round, is $28 a night. And if you have the seniors discount and access pass, you can get it for half price. Check ourselves in. You will need our license plate number, which we need to have that one. Checking in.
Hello there.
Hey there.
How are you today?
Just fine, sir. Checking in.
What's that number?
C22, I think. Alright, very good. Let me go get my license plate number for him. We'll get checked.
Listen out so that we can see them when you come and go.
I'll be here till Monday.
Stop at this window coming in and that window going out so that we can see that tag.
Very good.
This tag goes on the post out in front of your site. When you get ready to leave that on the post. And
Okay.
people who will come around to clean it will know they need to.
Alrighty.
Take that off.
Very good.
Put the white one in when you get ready to leave.
Yes, sir.
Gates closed at 10, open at 7 in the morning, and we do operate on Eastern time.
That's correct.
And
Yes,
down
sir.
there where you are, if you've got something like a cell phone, it'll probably change
It
time
does.
zones 3 or 4 different times.
We're from Marion. We come here all the time, so
Okay.
we do. Very good. I usually am the guy that's out fishing, and I come in right at 9:55 when I'm fishing on the river. So
Okay.
not tonight, though. Thank you, brother.
Have a good one.
Well, let's get checked in here. We're on site C21. C21. So I'm going to show you what the gatehouse looks like that I just got checked in. It's really a steep hill. And looking back here. So let's go ahead and drive to our site. Look at the water out there. It's perfectly clear as far as flat, very flat. Freshly mowed grass here. This is great kayak and lake and duck fishing as well. I mean, sorry, duck hunting. So I think they come in April. That's site A over there to my right. As far as loop A, scanning across, there's the Jim Woodruff Dam. And this section here is loop C. And C24 right here is my favorite site, but it wasn't available when I booked. Here we're at Eastbank Campground. This is our site today. Go ahead and do a 360 to start out our trip exploration of the campground itself. As you come into Eastbank Campground, you'll come down a steep ramp. You'll be met with a T-intersection where off to the right is Loop A, Site 1 through 16, and the boat ramp. And also there's two tent camping spots, and then to the left is Loop B and C. So let's go check out over here on the right on Loop A and the boat ramp. Just a gorgeous day today. It is cloudy, but the water is fairly flat. The wind's picking up just a little bit, which makes it nice. Now, as steep as this looks, we're able to make this without bottoming out. There are some rigs that bottom out with their leveling jacks, the really long ones. But for the most part, people make this steep downhill section, and that's the road to Loop A, Site 1 through 16, or A1 through A16. Let's take a look at the boat ramp first. A lot of these sites down here have full sun, and I try to get something that has a little bit of shade. What you're looking off into the far distance is Lake Seminole. Lake Seminole is split between Georgia and Florida. So you can have a fishing license in either state and still be adequate for what you're doing here. Now, on the Georgia side, you can do jug lining fishing, but on the Florida side, you're not allowed to do jug lining. So there's actually a border over there that is two creeks out there. One of them is Spring Creek and one of them is the Chattahoochee River. So basically the Chattahoochee River is the line of divide between Georgia and Florida. I rarely see anybody camping down here, but these are actually excellent campsites. So these are the tent camping sites, and there's no electrical water here, but you basically get a platform to yourself. Absolutely gorgeous views, and you have a grill, fish cleaning table, a post to mount your lantern, picnic table, fire pit, and look at these views. Nothing wrong with that. Over here, we're going to be seeing that more today in the video, is Jim Woodruff Dam. So let's go check out the boat ramp. I have Cappy with me here today, taking him for a walk, and figured I might as well share with you all what this beautiful campsite looks like. Now, a little bit of history of this campground. It is an Army Corps of Engineers site, which means that you have to make reservations in rec.gov. All right. So you have to use that app to make the reservations. So you are available to use those for discounts, either the Access Pass discounts or the senior discount that you can get through the National Park Service and get discounts. Now this boat ramp right here, oh man, I don't know if you can see that. That's all duck droppings There's a lot of duck on this pond, or in this lake, a lot of duck. So there's no fishing allowed out here. But it's over here I'm on the east side of it, and there's a lot of seagrass or algae and stuff like that that's right here alongside the shoreline, so you have to watch that. You can see some of it floating out there. But no fishing is allowed on this dock. I see very few people use the launch. And there is availability. I do believe there's availability to use this for a day launch facility. Alrighty, just basic stuff. Loading, unloading only, no wake zone, idle speed, no swimming or wading in this area. And clean all the plants from your boat and trailer to stop invasive species migration. So let's go ahead and walk over and check out Loop A. I don't know if you can see out further, there's a platform for like an eagle platform just to the left of that slow no wake buoy. But there's not a nest in there this time of year. Sometimes you'll see a nest out there. Let's continue to check out Site A's or the Loop A. Gorgeous view out there, really gorgeous. I'm just having my morning walk, and there's so many places to walk here at Eastbank. And after we do this walk, I have a surprise to show you. And then this afternoon, we're gonna walk out there to the dam, which is accessible from the camp park. Entering Loop A, the first site on the right is A1. Very, very long driveway, nice and flat. Most of these sites are flat. You might have to do some occasional leveling, but for the most part, they're fairly flat. So we have A1 on the right, A2, A3, A4, and so on. So you can see these are really good sites. A3 is excellent as well. All of these sites pretty much have an epic view. It's just whether or not you want to have access to the cooling effect of the trees. So big, huge oak tree behind site A5. This is A4 right here. And even these internal sites aren't too bad. I've stayed at this one over here where the coachman is on my left. This one's a popular one with A5 because of that big, huge oak tree back there. And out the back of your trailer, if you have a window, you have an excellent view as well. A7 right here. A8, A9 is a concrete platform there that you can park your rig on. It's meant for disabled folks. So this is a very good view, just no break from the sun. So it's probably not too wise to do this in July and August. And out here, there is a part that you can walk all the way out to the end and do some fishing at night, but there's a lot of seagrass. And the inlet right here has got a lot of grass in it, but I can bring my kayak in there in small boats. So A10 and A11 and A12. A13. And this one right here, I forgot the name of this one right here, but this site right here, I've stayed here a couple times as well. And right to the left of A13, there is a direct access straight across to the B Loop and the restrooms. They have 2 restroom facilities here. This is site 14. 13, 14. I'm not sure what number this one is right here. I'll have to look it up and maybe put it on the screen. So you have A15 and A16 on the right. And that completes Loop A. Now just to the left of A13, as I mentioned just a second ago, you can take these stairs. Oh, we have a good breeze today. I'm liking that breeze. This is actually the first week in November I'm recording this video on Veterans Weekend. Veterans Day is tomorrow, and it's usually a little cooler than that, but it has been really hot. It's been in the mid 80s, and in the evenings, it takes a while for it to break down below 70. So we're gonna work our way over here to Loop B, which is site 42 to 63, Loop B. It's a one-way, so you have to drive around. So I'll show you that right there. Now in the restrooms, I have a men's side and a woman's side. And in the back, they have individual showers. The showers are pretty clean here. I'll do a quick viewing. It's your standard bathroom, but they are clean. In the back, they have a single room showers, which does have hot water. Your showers is just a standard shower. No, it's about a 6x7 shower room with a place to sit down and a fan. So very good. So as we enter, the first site on the right is B43. So all these numbers I'm saying is a B as in boy. B43 on your right. Very cool over here. You don't have the views, but you have the privacy. So 43, 42 is on the left, 45 right here. Nice long drive. They do offer some pull-throughs. So here's site 47. On the right was a pull-through. You can get a shorter rig in there. Something 29 feet or less. This is site 46. That has a Bigfoot mark in the spot. Bigfoot. Site 48 on the left, 49 and 50. This is popular for the tent campers. You have a nice little park inside here. There's actually a loop with a drive down the center. That's cool, hooked to their Prius, a tent hooked to the Prius. And off to the left here, we have another restroom facility. Except this one, I think, has a laundry facility. Let's check it out. This is the other restroom facility. Just peek in. There's a shower in there. And
you want to put them in there? Well, I don't know if they're doing good. He has them. They're one shirt, they just got.
I don't want to invade their privacy, but there is a laundry room in there with a couple washers. So you have that. Let's continue on. Loop B. To the right there, in this mid roadway. That's site 59 and site 60 on the left. And then coming back up here, we're back at site 51, 52, and on my right with this big Tifton bus, 53 and 55s are pull-throughs. So some of these up here, you can still kind of see the water if you're closer to the front. But for the most part, if you're down here, it's more of a privacy thing. I will say that there are, you can see around their tires, and same with mine, there's white powder. That's sort of Comet or Ajax for the ants, because the ants are ruthless here in Florida. That's site 56 on my left, and as mentioned, 55 on my right. And one more pull through is site 57. And down there is site 62 with a black truck. And here's another pull through over here with a Sprinter on my right. So 57 and 58 right here. So here, if you had site 57, you can see the lake. So if you had nothing available on sites on loops A and B, the site 57 Bravo B would be a good choice. So let's go over here and check out the C loop. And this is where I stay for the most part. Now here at the beginning of the C loop, which is site C17 to C41, and right here is where you dump your trash. So the dumpster's usually sitting right here. So we start off with basically C17 on the right, and on the left you take this little side street at C36 to C41. Some of these sites are fully concreted, like this one right here, C37. I've stayed at C19, but it's you need to have a smaller rig, and you have to park your car somewhere else because usually you can't fit it in there. So I fit my rig in there, but I parked my car up here on the left. Here's C20 on the right, and this is our rig right here, C21. It has a pull through, but it's really tight, so I just back in from the other way. We still have a good view out there. C22 has a good view. And here's this parking area where sometimes I'll park right there. C22. Now there is a little canal over here that you can walk to right across to the A side and go fishing. 23 is a short site, C23. Takes a lot of block to get your rig level. Showing you the canal. Boy, is it growing up this year. But there's a little walkway that connects, and you can come over here and fish on the tip of this canal on the right hand side, which I've caught some fish out there, but there's a lot of grass and weeds in there to get hung up on, so you really need to fish kind of not too far off the edge. Looking off there farther is the dam. A lot of times there's ducks over here. I don't know why they didn't mow that grass. Sometimes it's for duck habitat or something. You do have a lot of gators in here, so watch your dogs. So right here is C24. This is the best spot, in my opinion, on the whole base, or the whole Army Corps of Engineers Eastbank Campground. Right here, look at that view. You got it off the back, the front, the sides, everything. Now it's a little bit tight for a pull rig to make that turn and not come off the edge, but I've done it. And You just have to watch your P's and Q's so you don't hit that pine tree over here or fall off on that ditch right there. On the left, here's another concrete pad facility, site C25. C27 here on the left is another one. Here's another good one, C26. Now, until recently, there was a lot of growth back there, but they've cleared it. So, excellent, excellent site, and it's all concrete. A lot of these over here on the C loop are concrete. Here's another excellent one, C28. Here's another one, a C29. Now, I will say that all of these are water and electric. It is not full hookup on Eastbank. There's a dump station at the top of the hill. C30 and C31. So now these are all excellent sites cleared off, and you can bring your kayak right up to the back edge there. Here's site C32. It's a very short rig, so you'd have to park a car up here in this parking area to the left. And this site right here, concrete again, C33. So a lot of these are concrete right here. And here's the inner loop. This long one I'm looking off to my right is C34. And up here you have your own gazebo deck at C35. So come back here and check out these last ones. This one right here, you can see has a long rig. That's C41. Hi. And this one is C39. And here's two more. Here's another pull through right here. This is probably going to be C38. Now this one right here I'm looking at, this is C38 right here. C38, C36 is this one, and back on my left is C40. So that's a pretty good overview of where the sites are here on the A loop, B loop, and the C loop. And if you want to make reservations, of course, you got to go to rec.gov, create an account, pay online, and make your reservations. The fees here currently November 2024 are $28 a night, unless you have a discount. So if you have the disability or the elderly National Park Pass, you'll get half off on that, $14 a night. So you can't beat that. It's an excellent facility, has electric and water and a dump station, but it's really good. So let's continue to explore the rest of this facility and see about walking out to the dam. Well, here's some bonus footages of what we caught last night, because part of the deal when I come here to Eastbank is I like to fish on the river. So, kind of want to show you what I got here. Got a monster. Big old fat belly fish. I can't lift it up. Ah, this thing's so heavy. Look at this baby. This thing's about 15, 20 pounds. Big old fat belly. This is a blue cat. So check that baby out. This is a big old boy here. Big old blue cat. Give you an idea of the size of that thing. So he feels pretty heavy. One of the areas a lot of campgrounds don't have, but the Army Corps of Engineers do, is a fish cleaning station. So here it has 2 parking spots, a handicapped parking spot on top of that, and a screened-in fish cleaning station that has a fish grinder to grind up the guts and stuff like that. They don't want you putting the heads in here, and a fan and a light. So here's the facility. Perfectly clean in here. And right here is where you can send all your guts and stuff, and you can put your heads and stuff in there. Hear that fish grinder come online. You have a plug-in, because we're going to use electric knives there, so we do have a plug-in and water. So isn't that awesome? Fish cleaning station. So I'm gonna get cleaning up this blue cat, and we'll get them all bagged up. See what we got at the end. All right, after we have filleted the fish, we can't show that on YouTube for various reasons, but we have 4 bags of fish here that are nice, clean, white river cat. And so that concludes our little cleanup of the fish. There's some additional bonus footage that you can experience here when you camp at Eastbank Campground. Not only they have the catfish here, they have duck hunting, they have bass fishing, crappie fishing, and shellcracker fishing here as well. And also on the river, we have striper fishing. The big hybrid stripers are available as well. So I think we're gonna go ahead and take a walk down to the dam and see what's over there. Let's go. Well, I wanted to continue walking down past Loop C on my right and show you more of the campground and the very special feature that is offered to people that are staying here. We can actually go and cross the state border. Right now we're in Georgia, and we're gonna go cross that dam and cross into the Florida border. Now, there is an additional site down here that is available for rent, to my knowledge. And you can't bring in your RVs or anything down here. But there is a volleyball net, an additional parking area, a picnic table pavilion area. So that is available to you as well. They say right here is a little bit of a hiking trail. I've never ventured up into there, but I can't imagine it's very long. You'll see a couple places as we traverse down here past the various Army Corps facilities and government facilities that we'll see here in just a moment. Looking back at Campsite C, or Loop C. Here's this additional site that you can rent for family gatherings or group gatherings, family gatherings. There is water right there. This massive, massive cool grill. Picnic table for 2. They could fit 3 in there if they wanted to. An awning, of course. Over there they did have volleyball and horseshoes. But look at the view that you have right here. Very good. I imagine you can launch a kayak right down there as well. Let's continue. So you just come down to the end of the road from the community day use pavilion area and just go through this fence. Just make sure you lock it behind yourself. So we're now entering into the area. We're entering in the area where the the marine area. The people do maintenance on the dam. People do maintenance on the Antons, aids to navigation, and some of their boats and stuff. So this is a Army Corps of Engineer facility down here. Let's check it out. Come on, our first area. Right there's are the floating Antons, aids to navigation, ATON. Green and red ones, those are part of your navigable waterway system. They do have a barge over there for the maintenance thereof. Over there you might be able to see it, the barge. And it's marked U.S. Coast Guard. So the Coast Guard is usually the ones that takes care of the Antons. So that's interesting. Looks like they have some pieces, parts for repair of the dock. Or no, that looks like some sort of gate system, maybe repair of the dam. Some nice outboards. Look at this right here, 35 horse direct drive engine. That's kind of cool. But that's interesting, and to have the Coast Guard boat down here. In a previous life, I was part of the Coast Guard Auxiliary, and we did inspection of the Antons in the intercoastal waterway. So let's continue to work our way up on top of the dam itself. But this is just a little repair facility. I'm not sure what those big gray structures are. Maybe they're part of the, parts they need to repair the some of the slide gates up there for the dam itself. Not sure. There it is, Army Corps of Engineer, Jim Woodruff Dam. Come on, Cappy. He likes to drag me around, so he's just excited about walking. A few things I'll try to elaborate on, a little bit of history, that what I can glean from this facility. So I have, obviously, this is part of the Chattahoochee River system, which starts up in North Georgia, actually north of Helen, Georgia. It's the same river system that comes down through various waterways that have been dammed up, a lot of which are maintained by the Army Corps of Engineers. Now, Jim Woodruff Dam itself here, it comes into this big, large body of water created by the dam called Lake Seminole. It's split up, obviously, between the Georgia side and the Florida side. However, when it spills out, it becomes Apalachicola River. So they don't keep the name here in Florida all the way. So, a few facts about the dam, as best I can find out. They started construction of this dam in 1946, and it's a dam and lock system as well. And it was completed in 1952. There are some sources out there that talk about it didn't get open until 1957, but the Army Corps of Engineers site states 1952. The dam itself and lock system is 2,024 feet wide. It no longer has boat service that you can go through the lock itself, except by special appointment. So for nominal crossings, I haven't seen anybody really cross it anymore, but back in the heyday, you could take your boat and go through the lock itself and go between the river and the lake. And that stopped about the mid-90s, and that's what the locals have told me here. So this road that I'm on right here, you can drive on your car to get out here. Lake Seminole, there's a lot of turtles there. You can just see them going in the water as we walked up. There's some pretty big turtles there as well. A lot of alligators out there. Don't kid yourself, you're in Florida, there's a lot of alligators. Now, again, we can drive all the way out to this, into this road right here, and there's a parking area, or we could have turned left and went down here and fished the spillway. So let's continue on our walk. Now it is an overcast day. I mean, it's still very beautiful out there, but it would be a little bit more bluer appearance if it was bright and sunny. But I kind of like it this way. I have a little bit of a breeze on me, overcast, so I'm not sweating bullets, because I sure was sweating bullets yesterday. This feels good out here. And this is good for the fishing too when you have this overcast. continue to work our way out here. This is a pretty big lake. Lake Seminole is, I don't know how many square acres it is or square miles, but I'll put some of that information on the screen to give you the size. But it's pretty big. In the deepest part of the channel where Spring Creek comes into it, it's about 30-35 feet. Most of the time out here to my right, I'm fishing in 15 to 25 feet of water, 15-20 feet. Now coming up, all those little black dots, those are ducks. This lake has tens of thousands of ducks that come through here. And you'll see, that's only a few hundred ducks right there. But it's pretty popular for hunting. And guess what? We are approaching the Florida state line. We're camping in Georgia, and Army Corps of Engineers is part of Bainbridge, Georgia. And we're crossing the state line here to go in Chattahoochee, Florida. And we go look back the other way. Georgia. So we just crossed the state line. Take a look at these ducks out there. Well, I come out here and when I'm kayaking, you'll see them all move in sort of like a syncopated movements, like it's a platoon of ducks. Oh, the little duck right there. They're diving down for fish. Look at, he's still underwater. Wow, he went far. He dove down and went like 10 feet underwater. Up another 10-12 feet. So they're pretty good swimmers. I like how they take off. They get a running start on top of the water. Fly away! Fly, 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 fly. We did that for you and the camera. So let's continue to move down towards the dam. Have a Coke and a smile. Now, this really is a nice, beautiful walk. Very serene and peaceful. There's not a lot of traffic over here, so it's usually a pretty good day. There's a few people fishing. I'll try to go over some of the fishing activities as well as we get closer. So let's continue on. There's the road that goes down to the spillway. And this is actually a hydroelectric power plant here. I've been trying to get a tour here. I may be in a position I might be able to swing that now. But if I do, I definitely will bring you guys along. Right across this bluff of rocks, which is widening of the dam, there is a hole out here, not too far off the shore, that you can reach. That's 20-25 feet deep. And it's a good hole to throw for catfish. So there's a little tip for you guys. We're up in the parking lot here at the dam, and you can see there's enough space. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 10, 20, maybe 25 cars up here, and authorized personnel only for the dam itself. However, if you didn't know better, you wouldn't know about this over here. Check this out. You have a sidewalk to get you down at the spillway. And here's a trash can, and I try to pick up trash, so if you have trash here, make sure you use the trash can here. Throw away your trash. Keep it clean here. Keep it clean, please, because they could very easily kick us out of here and don't let us do this anymore. Looking down here, huge white pelicans. Man, look at those jokers. That thing's 3 foot tall. Isn't that cool? Very cool. I'm hoping that I can zoom in that for you guys a little bit. They're just sitting there. Now, those big orange buoys is like the curtain system that state, don't get any closer because you get sucked over the side into the intake, you know, where they're generating hydroelectric power. We're coming up here on the actual Jim Woodruff main dam facility, and you can see that there's a substation right here. And right in front of the building is one of the impellers they use to drive the generators. So that impeller looks to be about 12 feet in diameter. Has a hub that's probably, well, maybe it's 13 foot. It looks like about a 4 to 5 foot hub and a 13-foot diameter piece there. Check this out. Well, the stairs right here are too hard for Cappy, so I'm gonna walk down here. Cappy's used to hiking into the mountains, so this is a little bit easier for him. Those little graded steps are just ridiculous. Okay, I can see that this particular inlet isn't open. That one is. Probably none of the others are open. Maybe one down there a little bit. There's 2 of them that look like a little bit, but this one right here is really sucking in the water. Now, you can come down here and fish, and there are striper bass right here. So what I like doing, some people actually throw cast nets off here, but there's certain times of year that only certain types of fish that you can do that. And so some people say that they're allowed to catch mullet with the cast net down here. This is actually really high right now, really high. So one of the things that I do is I'll cast into those, I'll stand right here and I'll use a sabiki rig and cast into those grates. And then I will reel in and jerk for skipjack herring. And if anybody knows anything about catfishing, skipjack herring is catfish candy. And on the other side of the spillway in the main river section, you can cast out there with bigger skipjack or bigger sabiki rigs and get bigger skipjack herrings. Here, I usually only get 3-4 inches, but on the other side, I can get 5, 6, 8 inch long skipjack herring, which is the bomb when it comes to catfishing. Let's take a good look. Oh, also those structures on top of the dam, they move back and forth. They use those for maintenance. They have a crane system built into them. And of course, they're on a track system of a sort. Let's take a look again. Lake Seminole, ladies and gentlemen, Lake Seminole. But I wouldn't want to be around here because this has a lot of suction right here, and it's high right now. Usually it's super clean. Sometimes part of the year, this will be totally impacted with greenery and such, you know, floating lily pads and stuff like that. So anyways, let's continue on. You see that sun's coming out, so I'll get one more scan here before I go down to the spillway side of the dam. Let's go. Try to get a picture of the impeller over there. Water intake impeller. Here's an overview of the spillway parking and fishing area. We're working our way down there now. We came down this path right here from the parking lot above. Gonna walk on this old wood boardwalk system to get us out to the end. Let's see what's going on today. That water is flowing pretty decently over the spillways over here on my right. And of course they have a barrier net that you're not supposed to go past as well on the downside. So let's check it out here. Lead. Again, there is that gray gantry of a sort that is on a railroad tracks. I can see the railroad tracks, and it goes back and forth, so they can do maintenance there as well. Slide gates in, do different things. But you can see that water's coming out and boiling, so if you were to throw something down right here for a rig, you might catch something down here, but it's very bubbly. So you can see a gate's open right here and another gate's open over there. Now where those birds are sitting is a concrete wall. And folks will come up here all the way at the top and cast all the way over to that rock and start reeling in jerk baits to try to catch the big, striper bass. And they're not little at all. This is dangerous, so if you were to fall in, there's all kinds of jetties and stuff going on there, and there's back currents and rolling currents. I think it would be probably not so safe if you were to fall in there. And they have a danger sign that says, hey, warning horn will sound before the initial release of water from the dam. Water will rise suddenly without further warning. Persons in or near the water seek safety when the horn sounds. It's subject to immediate rising. So they got a bench up here, seen better days, but a trash can. And they actually have some life rafts that you could throw out. To show you that gantry system there. I can see that there is a hole there, so they have a mechanism for sliding things up and down in that hole. Not sure. Well, let's take a back look. That is so interesting. So I'm pretty high up right now. Now you would think that, hey, I'm gonna fish for catfish. I'm just gonna cast out right there, or come up here at this next landing and cast out. Well, that water is so strong, it's gonna force everything into that wall. So right where those people are fishing, if you don't get hung up, which I've lost so many weights out here, you're gonna get pushed alongside of that wall down there and be hung up in those people's rigs. So those people are fishing real close. Now, if you look real close down there, there's a rock that's shooting the current away. It's sort of diverting the current off that way. So they're fishing right behind that rock, which is a haven. We can see more ducks across there, and over there further, that's actually the lock itself. There's a lot of interesting currents that are going on down here as well, because when that water goes out, it's jutting off to the right, and then in on the right bank, it goes underneath that bridge. But there's a section of that water that turns back around and comes right back at us right there. And I have been over there on the other side where those vehicles are parked, and I try to cast coming this way, and I've been able to catch fish over there as well. But it's pretty rocky, so you have to find your spot and hope that you don't get hung up, and suspect that you probably will get hung up, because it's usually the case. work our way down here. It's so interesting. Cappy, don't. That's yucky. There's some nasty water there. Let's get a look right there. Check that out. I can see these people have their various rods hanging out. And there's that rock, and you can see the currents being diverted off. So if you're right behind there, but they've catch some spots right here. You can find some little nooks and crannies where you can use a smaller rig. Now, some people will like to cast out here in the evenings, and this is where I'm talking about using the big sabiki rigs, and you can catch big, huge skipjack herrings out here in the spring, and those are absolute catfish candy. So these are some options to fish from here. Nice. You guys having any luck today?
Caught one, that's about it. Caught him back. Other than that, it's Bainbridge slow.
I'm surprised this blue one, you got it stuck out there where it's not swinging back.
Yeah, got some heavy line on it. I mean, some heavy lead.
Well, good luck to you guys.
All right, thank you.
And people will come out here and fish year round. Very peaceful out here. You do have these little coverings right here that you can sit and enjoy some shade. Up, Cappy, come here, up. Oh, Cappy and I'll sit here, so let's see. Cappy, come here. Yeah, give me a kiss. Oh, give me a kiss. Hey, sit. Give me a kiss. Give me a kiss. You're gonna give me a kiss? You're not love daddy? Give me a kiss? No, he don't want to do it. Well, we're just going to continue to enjoy today. It's not too hot, and it's just a beautiful day for us to experience the dam today. Interesting to see all the birds that are flying over the dam over there. Usually they would be circling something, but those are hawks. No kidding. Those are hawks. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13 hawks. And then there's a row of ducks on the other side. Very peaceful, very serene. Now, if you look straight ahead down there, you can see there is a bridge. So that bridge down there is where I was fishing last night on the other side of the bridge. Because the bigger catfish are in the river. I'm sorry, they just are. Another place I've tried to catch, I've had to catch big fish way up on the top, and then I have to walk and go over top of people's head because the fish is all along here. And I have to come all the way down here to land them. You talk about a pain in the neck. Now I'm heading back from the dam, and it's probably a half-mile walk back to the campsite. But beautiful day. We're coming back on this side road. I'm back here at the base of the hydroelectric dam house. And as we're walking up here, there should be a trail off to this way. Now I could continue to walk back that way and go another half-mile to the other side of State Road 90 and get underneath the bridge there, and there is a boat ramp, but that's a little bit further than I want to walk. This will probably be a mile-and-a-half walk today. So we're going to go back and get ready for some chow. If you can see straight over there, there is the Eastbank Campground in the distance. I'll try to zoom in. Well, there you have it, Eastbank Camping Ground here in Bainbridge, Georgia on Lake Seminole. It's the most underrated campground I've ever been to, and I've been to quite a few here in Florida and up in Georgia and Alabama. And just a great place. You just have to create an account at the rec.gov, sign in and look for the available dates, and you pay online. If you have to cancel, they do have a fee that you have to pay if you cancel, but it's only 28 bucks a night. The only thing I didn't show y'all was the dump station, and it's just past the fish cleaning station right before you exit the camp. Other than that, we've showed you the both A, B, and C loops with the 2 bathrooms, and you have access to walk out to the Jim Woodruff Dam for fishing, and you can also launch your boat and go fishing in the lake for fishing, or you can go duck hunting on those times of years that you have. So anyways, we appreciate you watching. Appreciate you staying to the end. We ask you like, share, subscribe to the channel, and follow us on Facebook at Sealander Adventures. Until the next one, this is Sealander. Take care. Setting up for the evening for some blue catfish on the edge of the Apalachicola River. I have 4 poles out tonight, and my bait is mullet. Guess where I got the mullet? The old Piggly Wiggly. So we're using cut bait. I'm basically throwing a 40-pound big game, trilene big game, 40-pound test with an 80-pound 18 to 24-inch leader. I have a 4-ounce slide on that above the swivel, so it's a Carolina rig, and I have a float and a rattle approximate midpoint between the hook and the swivel. So 40-pound big game with a flat 4-ounce slide weight to a swivel, and then a 18 to 24-inch 80-pound test leader to a 8/0, 10/0 circle hook, octopus circle hook. I like the Gamakatsus.